Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Nuclear Throne. Last time was a tiny bit disappointing. I I hope not to have a repeat of that, but let's be honest, it's the name of the game here, you know. Like, also I have the bee skin. I don't know why I haven't been using it. That's the name of the game here. It's a roguelike. You're gonna die. That's like half of the game. Half the mechanics of any given roguelike are like, oh yeah, sometimes you die. Is that Is that like snowflakes? That's fucking great. I'm recording this on Christmas Day. Don't know if it'll come out today. It's still vaguely early in the day. Like, god damn it, I have no perception of time right now. I want to say it's like 7 or 8 in the morning. I try to get my videos out by like noon, 1 p.m. So I feel like that's the optimal release time. Because, in my experience, if you don't get those videos out, like, right at the point in time where people are gonna watch them when they see them, they're gonna underperform. It's like, they don't get those views right off the bat, they just kinda sink and they don't get watched. It's not 100% true. Last episode, initially, it got, like, 2 views off the bat, and I was really kind of disappointed at first, but later it got like 8 more over the course of a day, so you know, you do have to set your expectations to somewhat realistic levels. I mean, I have broken the triple digit count for video views a couple times, and those have I've often been very appreciative of that, because several times it was a video I either like really liked the idea of or was very proud of in one way or another. But more often than not, it was something that was like just hot in the in the search algorithm. At one point on my channel, this is no longer here. I'd I had a little Dark Age edit of VR chat, because old heads of this channel may know this used to be a VR chat channel before the rebranding. Well, actually, more like before I just decided I wasn't interested in making VR chat content anymore. Which came way before the rebranding. You probably subscribed to this channel when it was Retropunk VRC, before it became Retropunk 20XX. And I like the name, I like the way it sounds. It didn't make sense anymore. I don't do VR chat content. So I did eventually rebrand, and I was like, oh, I'm 20XX now. It fits my, like, retro futurist aesthetic I have in my brain. Now, I had several videos that I was initially very pleased with. Still am. Ask VRC. I really like that, and had I kept doing that, I'd have probably been a bigger channel at the moment than I am now. That got some attention. However, it was petering off just a bit. It was also very taxing to make, because I don't know why I tried to center some of my my like mainstay content around a show where I go and talk to people. Because if you know me, and given that it's a lot of my friends and people I know IRL who know of this channel and watch it, that's a good chance. Shit, because of AskVRC, a lot of my subscribers are people I've personally spoken to at least once. But I digress, anyway. I'm an introverted person. I'm not like a social butterfly by any means. So Ask VRC, I would have to like mentally prepare myself for like 20, 30 minutes before starting an episode. Like, I remember I'd sit there with my headset on, like recording in OBS. Be like, okay, deep breaths. Deep breaths, okay. But there were a few of those that I actually really did like. It stopped being much fun for me to record them. On account of it was just, it's taxing on your brain to socialize and constantly, that's a curse chest. There are worse curse things you could pick up from a chest. That's fine by me. What the fuck is this? Gotta give you... Oh, I think I know why this is. Take a wild guess. I gotta give this game credit, though. Maybe it's because it kind of drip feeds a lot of its cooler stuff, but... I often find myself just discovering new things. Out of pure chance. No, no, no! And I lost track of what I was talking about. Yeah, bottom line was... It was just a very fun series sometimes, but it took a lot of mental and social energy, and I just didn't like doing that. Doubly so if I wanted to hit, like, a meaningful upload schedule. That was, and props to people who do that and who release content every day. Even when doing Nuclear Throne right now, where it's like cut and go. That's still a hard one. Not even a hard one, it's just, like, just doing this, if I did Nuclear Throne exclusively, it wouldn't be that bad, but you also, like... You kind of can't do that. I know Northern Lion did Binding of Isaac for a really long time. But that one I feel is a little easier. Binding of Isaac is a way bigger game. It's like the final boss of roguelikes. Go ahead, Enter the Gungeon. It's a good game, but is it Binding of Isaac? I mean, to be fair, that is one of those, like... once every many generations sort of games. I feel like it... Nice. Very much like a product of its time, too. It did have that, like, that era of Newgrounds sort of feel to it. I believe Binding of Isaac got its start on Newgrounds. I'm gonna sound rather stupid if it didn't. Let's see. Oh, extra chest, that'll be good. I have my own opinion on like other they were that good games. But I think that's one that's like pretty agreeable. Like, yeah, Binding of Isaac is a pretty fantastic game. I believe he also did Super Meat Boy. Not on the same level, but definitely like another fantastic game. I just, I do not have the patience for a lot of games like that. Well, it's not entirely true. I think I said this in, like, one or two. But I did, originally, The only game I played for a very long time was Binding of Isaac. And that has filled the roguelike slot in my brain. And now I struggle with any other roguelike. I cannot, like, physically cannot do Enter the Gungeon. It just doesn't, it doesn't compute. It doesn't work in my brain. I did Neon Abyss, too. That one was fun, but I think it also, like, hit the, like, 2D platformer button in my brain. And I just decided, like, yeah, I'm not gonna be good at this. I was never very good at 2D platformers. Platformers in general, I don't feel like I was ever, too terribly great at. And I struggle to think of many 3D platformers I ever played. Probably some of those old PS2 games that were like, you know, like your Ratchet and Clanks, or your Jak and Daxters, those like not really platformers but had a bit of platforming in them. Remember we had a Dr. Seuss's... Don't distract me while I'm trying to nostalgia to size. We had a Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat game. For those of you thinking that sounds like a lovely children's game, it was the, it was the movie game for the live-action Cat in the Hat, so, you know... Curb your enthusiasm, just a tiny bit. Oh, damn it. That was going to be an episode on the channel, and you know, come to think of it, like, that may just be, after I do this one, I may just, go do that one. Was one I was robbed of. Because I did record the entire episode. Had commentary and everything, you know. The, very basic elements of a YouTube Let's Play. I finished it up. I throw it in Filmora. Because I need to, delete the, little hype myself up and get used to talking segment that sits at the beginning of all of my YouTube videos. There's no audio. Not that my mic wasn't plugged in. Or that, there was an error or of some kind. No. Nothing got corrupted. I go to, the microphone under my OBS settings. It's just set to the wrong one. So my mic had come unplugged and been plugged back in for whatever reason. And because of that, a lot of my apps just defaulted to, oh, your mic's not plugged in, let's go back to your default one, which for whatever reason is the, well, it's not the one that works. That's the important part. I think it defaults to, like, voice mod or something. And I joked in 3 about, I need to go lay down after that. I genuinely did need to go lay down after that. Because for as frustrating as that was, I was like, oh, well, at least it's still funny end of the video. This was like, I spent hours of my life I will not get back playing this shitty license game, and I have nothing to show for it. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. I would love $200 right now. Would that not be great? Just either like every time you came home after a long trip, or like like New Year's every year, just $200. That's not a ton of money, but it's like still. I will take $200 that I didn't have to work for any day of the week. That's the thing, like, guy offered me change once. We were both rather stoned and sitting in the back of a car, and it was very awkward and quiet. And I think he did this to try and start up a conversation. But he's like, hey man, you want 35 cents? And I was like, yeah, sure. I'll take it. That's free money. He's like, yeah, I don't like to carry around change. I was like, no, I will. And it'll sit in my desk until I'm broke. And then when I'm like going to the store fiending for a Sprite or a Brisk, I scrape together like, shit, what do those cost now? Say like $1.50. And get my high fructose corn syrup fix. Ooh, bolt marrow. That's the shit. Not carrying any bolt weapons. Oh. Not today. Yeah. I used to, like, kind of laugh, like, when my parents were like, oh no, don't drink all that stuff, it's so bad for you. And I'm like, you know, like, oh, excuse me, person who's, like, triple my age, what do you know about anything? And, it would turn out the answer to that question is a lot. As I... Oh, that was clean. Oh, don't brag. Just don't brag. Oh, yeah, no, as I sit here with a rather large abscess on my left front canine, I think that, perhaps there was some wisdom in those words that I ignored. That is one thing that, struck me as a little odd. For myriad of mental health reasons, I struggle with, self-care. And I definitely try and, oh my god. Crossfire. I definitely try and work on that, you know, it's like, I don't like the results of bad hygiene or anything like that. Nothing about any kind of health problem is any fun. But it was weird to me how many people, no. Free stuff, I wanted it. Like, you know, growing up, you talk to your, like, those fucking dogs. You talk to your, friends in real life, and they'll be like, what, dude, you didn't bring, like, your toothbrush to the sleepover? That's so gross. And then I talk to people online, and half of them are all like, yeah, I don't brush my teeth. And that's just, like, normal. I'm being in a call with, like, 4 people, and they're like, oh, yeah, me neither. No, yeah, I don't do that. Of course, having had my own slew of dental problems, I just kind of shake my head like, oh, you're not gonna like what's coming, buddy. You know what the a root canal entails? You will in a few years. And I think that's just one of those internet things. It's kind of been like memed into normalcy. Like, we all see the people who are like super healthy and clean, and you're like, oh, you don't get to like drink sugar sludge? Man, your life must suck. And then you meet them 4 years later and you're like, yeah, man, I got diabetes. And they're like, oh, that's terrible, man. You're gonna have to forgive me. I gotta go run a 10K. And you're just like, whose life really sucks here? I think I may have been played. I'm probably rambling about nothing a lot. I've got some low THC, high CBD shake, for lack of a better word, laying around I've been using to curb my Tylenol ingestion. Oh my god. Rats everywhere. Get out. I'm gonna call it goddamn exterminate. They didn't like that. Yeah, but I've been smoking that for a bit of pain and stress relief. And while I wouldn't say I'm, like, stoned, I'm definitely a bit out there. And I can say that because this is California. Weed is legal. I just turned 25 this year. I've been told I sound a lot older than I look. I go to the liquor store or, like, the weed shop or something, and they'll be like, can we see your ID? With that very clear, like, this fucker does not look to be, 21. I'm not even convinced they look 18. And then I'll hand it over and they'll be like, look at it, and then, like, swipe my ID. I'm like, oh, this is a pretty good. Oh, it's real. Okay, all right, there you go. But probably from the sound of my voice, if I say like, oh yeah, I'm 25, people are like, oh yeah, yeah, that checks out. That tracks. Okay. But, you know, I could be completely off base because I guess we're eating the wrench. I basically live under a rock. Like, I live in a rural town, and that doesn't really matter as much as it used to. Because, plenty of people live in, like, the middle of nowhere, either in a literal sense, or in a more figurative sense, I guess I mean. Like, if you live in a suburb full of old people, you know, you may as well live in the middle of nowhere if you're, you know, like a young person, like a teenager in your 20s. It's like, what are you gonna do there? Their kids are probably, like, grown-ass adults. God knows where your friends live. That was one thing I was really jealous of, was, my friends in town, you live in town. You maybe can't always walk to each other's houses, but usually you could drive there in a reasonable amount of time, or meet halfway, or, like, ride a bike. Where I lived, some of my friends were like, 20 minutes out by car, and it was kind of like a pain of a drive. Like, you had some pretty big hills, shitty roads at times. My two closest friends when I was younger, well, three. Two were brothers. I kind of count them as the same person, or the same friend slot, I don't know. My two closest friends, I had the two brothers and this other guy I knew. They were primarily just like... They were the people who lived closest to me, that I could see the most. And we were still like, it was a good, like, 15, 20-minute walk between both of our houses. Which doesn't sound terrible, but it was uphill most of the way, and, he's one of the few people who got to say, the whole, I walked uphill both ways to school. He didn't walk to school. Our school was like a 30-minute drive away from where we lived. 30-minute bus ride, anyway. It was more like a 15 or 20-minute drive. But he had a hill that went, it was like a contained hill. You had, like, the upside and the downside before it came to the flat spot in the... Oh my god, I'm doing terrible. In the, little cul-de-sac he lived in. So, whether he was coming home or leaving to catch the bus, he had to walk up a hill at least one way. I always thought that was kind of funny. That also meant we walked up that hill whenever we went to go hang out with him. And we walked a lot. It's kind of what you did was, like, when you lived in, nowhere, California, was you just, like, you walk places for, to see people for a reason or just for fun. You smoke weed. You go to your local, corner store, or corner store equivalent. Or if you were like us, you played, like, LAN games from, like, a decade ago. Like, it was like, 2014... It's like 2011 to 2017, and we played Warcraft 3 for a good portion of that time. I wish I still had that. That was we had this Dragon Ball Z mod. That was super fun to play, but I could never, for the life of me, get good at. I swear I would do the same shit that my friends were doing. Like, I'm sure we've all had this, like... I get it in Lethal Company, nowadays. My friends are just grabbing shit, they don't even have flashlights, and I'm, like, fumbling around blindly, trying to do the same shit as them, and it just, for whatever reason, doesn't work for me. Forever the laziest employee. Behind so many laziest employees is an I'm trying my best. Cluster launcher. Powerful, but dangerous. I like this lightning pistol, but at the same time, I really kind of don't. It's the same reason I... Oh my god. Oh, that's fucking cold. That is fucking cold. I'm not even gonna comment on that any further. It's the same reason I don't like smart weapons in Cyberpunk. I'd rather shoot where I want to, rather than let the targeting system do it. Like goddamn, like Will Smith and iRobot, like turn off the autopilot, get out my driving gloves. I'll do it better than the computer. Which is a little bit silly. I don't know, maybe at the speeds they were driving. So the autopilot likely wasn't designed to handle that. Speaking of which, I really did like the Delamain mission. I may do a Cyberpunk playthrough on this channel if there's like a disable mature content option, because I'm not about to either edit everything out or get fucking destroyed by YouTube. Because I know I'll miss like one frame with a boob or a dong, and it'll just be like, your channel has been terminated. Get out of here, you sicko. And I'll just be like, well, it was fun, but I've been kneecapped before I ever left the streets. I got shanked for asking the mob for money, not because I owed them any. Oh my god. I'm real dehydrated. I think there is. I think it exists because there's like a... People streamed that game so much. That's also assuming my, running OBS at the same time as that doesn't, like, tank my computer. Cyberpunk is, like, the very, like, edge of what my computer is able to run. I do have to shut other stuff off. Like, Google Chrome, obviously. But even Discord sometimes, it's like, I don't know about this, man. But yeah, assuming that's possible, that may be another one worth doing. Because I really did enjoy that game. My worst game of 2021 became my best game of 2023. I don't know about best game. Well, maybe best new game I played this year. I don't know. What other new games did I play this year? Started Persona 5, could not get into it. And this is coming from someone who, like, unapologetically, like, I adored, Persona 4. That was a game I loved. I really liked the cast, even some of the shortcomings the game had, like... There were some scenes that were just, like... I think the one that sealed it for me was, like, as this is a tad goofy, was they animated that entire hot spring scene just to be like, hey everyone, look at Marie's boobs. And I was like, the classic Atlas. I don't really know. I haven't played many more games by them. To all the old head JRPG enjoyers out there, sorry I'm not older. To my general viewing public, sorry I died there. That was stupid and I got careless. I do want to try Persona 3. And I do want to give Persona 5, like, another fair shake. Maybe just start over again from the beginning. That was one thing I didn't like, was it took forever, and everyone is just being an ass to you. It's like you spend, like, an hour and a half navigating through, like, regular teenager stuff with the added caveat that, like, everybody hates you and occasionally a weird thing happens. And it's all, like, in media res. Which was a framing device I really didn't care for. Like, flashing back and forth between, like, the interview and the main game. None of this is spoilers, by the way. I played literally the first hour of the game, so if, like, knowing that ruins your experience, I apologize. Mechanically speaking, it's probably the, like, by far the best. But I could not get into the story, and I didn't like the characters the same way. That's probably like treason to a lot of people, but you know, I can't fake it, man. If I love it, I love it, but if I don't, I can't pretend I do. But like I said, I played the first hour of the game. Maybe 2 hours, hour and a half. Maybe 3 or 4. It just never felt like I left the introductory phase. And I feel like Persona 4 was ironically like a little less handholdy. There were, of course, times in Persona 4 where I'm just like, the fuck am I supposed to do? Oh man, I really did not like the like, prior to the chapter investigation you had to do, where you had to, like, go figure shit out about the person who got kidnapped. And, like, just go wander around town, like, bro, just let me go do my thing, okay? I'm about to go in there, about to tear shit up, which is actually wrong, because it's a testament to how much I love Persona 4, because I was playing it completely wrong. And I still, adored that game. I didn't really know how, like, the Mega 10 games were supposed to work with, like, balancing effects and, stats and all that. And I was pretty sure I was underleveled. I think you are supposed to, grind a little bit. I did not know. It's just compulsive habit. I've got to blow up all the cars when I see them. It's like whenever a video game gives me a chance to cause casual destruction, I've just got to take it. it used to be like such a big deal in video games, like the marketing for Red Faction Guerrilla was so centered around like, you can destroy everything. And that really did sell child me. I thought that was badass. I say child, I was probably like a tween or an early teen, maybe. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Okay, Retro, I know. At some point, you've got to make meaningful progress. I've just been getting my shit rocked today. Smokes like the tiniest bit of very low percent marijuana. Becomes incapable of playing Nuclear Throne. Okay, I do prefer the wrench, at least for the early game. I so badly wanted the wrench to, like, carry me. This was my favorite weapon in this game for a little bit. The better, with, like, how bad I used to be at this game, the better guns may as well have been, like, myths and legends. Where it was, like, one time, I found this thing called a fucking hyper rifle. Whoa. What did it do? Well, it shot really fast. That's about all I know. I got to use it for, like, a level. It's good at motivating you with those, like, don't talk shit, get hit. Those cool late-game weapons you only find in the last few levels. This is very good for the rat stage. Gamma Guts, bitch! Oh, I love that. I love that. I don't know why I don't take it more. Now I just need Bolt Marrow. Even if I don't have a crossbow, it's just like, you gotta have it. Ah, yes. Eat laser pistol. Kill enemies with a wrench. They just don't get it. Like, you'd think one would be radically more effective than the other. And because of all of my, wrench time in this game, this is about where it stops being useful. Oh my god, I hate those goddamn salamanders. Because it's the two-shot crow. That's how they get you. Oh. Hey. Oh, fucker. I apologize, I'm actually playing like shit today. And you take a break for like one day, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, what is this game? Nuclear Throne, huh? Sounds fanciful. Okay, okay, this is good for rads. Why didn't get the fabled 2 level ups in one stage? I don't know. Laser Brain's like Bolt Marrow's slightly odd, despondent cousin. It's basically the same idea, but it's just not quite the same spark there. Guy's been kind of weird ever since high school. Doesn't really want to talk or hang out anymore. Oh my god. Ah, here we go. Just when they're together, you know, Bolt Marrow kind of cheers him up. Takes his mind off whatever's bothering him. Oh, I mean, shit, man, if you're just gonna offer me that, okay. Shotgun Shoulders is like the opposite of a Laser Brain. They're like too hype. They're doing steroids and like living out of the back of the gym. Like the person at the party who like nobody dared them to do a crazy thing, but they try and like get everyone to hype them up to do the crazy thing. That was completely their idea. They're like, hey man, yo, who thinks I can smash this bottle on my head? And most people are like, I don't know if you should do that, man. You think I could? Like, I guess, dude. Well, okay, if you think I can't do it. I didn't see a lot of that kind of thing, but I did have one of my friends open a bottle with his teeth. And that was possibly one of the most uncomfortable things I've watched in a long time. At the time. I'm sure I've seen worse since. It was that moment where you're like... You were just waiting for him to go like, oh... oh my god, oh... I broke one of my teeth, oh... And you're not even gonna say, like, I fucking told you so, or like, why would you do that? Because you're just in such awe at just how bad of an idea that was. I really never did a whole lot of, like, crazy stuff at parties. I was a little more of a tame person. Probably with my friends, just gonna, like, smoke weed and talk about some other time we smoked weed, you know? Until I learned that I could drink without vomiting, and then it was over. That was one thing. When I was, a miscreant youth, my friends would all be like, oh, dude, I got some alcohol, like, you want to get drunk? And I'd be like, oh, what's this all about? And I would have a little bit, and I'd be like, oh, I see, this is the juice that makes you vomit. without fail. Nearly every time. Oh man, I would just be absolutely miserable. Just like the most sick I've been in. You know, without being physically ill. Like, with a virus or something. I'd just be laying there. Probably having already thrown up. And it's just, ugh. That's the thing, I didn't even really have fun, drinking until I was old enough to, or nearly old enough to do so, like... I'll be honest, I don't know many people, like adults even, whose first drink was like, yes, I had my first glass of alcohol when I turned 21. Like, you know, be for real here, but... That also doesn't, you know, mean underage drinking is good, so... bear that in mind, I do not endorse any illegal activities. As the time-honored expression goes, do as I say, not as I do. Or have done. Well, these energy weapons are just... oh my god, they're fucking great. The melee weapons, anyway. The energy hammer carried me last time. Oh, and it was like 40 minutes ago when I started, not 40 minutes, it was 40 minutes at the time I started this run, so this is, you know, succeed or fail. We gotta cut it after this one, or else it'll just be entirely too long and people probably won't watch it. Not that many people will anyway, but small victories and whatnot. You gotta live within your means here. I was terrified. I just ate one of the things I was planning on keeping. Well, you know how it is, poor ol' Retro can't keep valuable weapons out of their mouth. It's like you left him with all my World War II antiques and just worked that shit down like a drunk guy at a Waffle House. Ow, fuck. Oh, why this level? Oh, I'm gonna fucking pummel your punk ass. Ugh. I hate that guy so much. Oh, okay. That actually turned out okay. Alright. Okay, that super slugger, though. That thing is just... I'm making an executive decision. Alright. That'll get us out of these goddamn frozen wastes that I hate so much. This one, I'd argue, is worse. Fuck. Okay. Oh my god. Ugh. You ever notice, like, how some of these are just, like, really not that bad, and others are just the worst? Like the worst lab stages you could imagine, but ugh. Ugh, thankfully, there's only one. I'm gonna be a bit smart here, and we're gonna save our super slugger ammo. Use this minigun just for this level. Take your time here, guys. I don't mean to impede in any of your activities, anything you might be getting into. Just eat that. Oh, go. Jesus Christ, dude. Like, so when it kind of dawns on you, like, oh my god, shit is serious now. You're just like, holy fuck. Okay, but hear me out. How many explosives do we have? Would this be good for the throne? I'm gonna take it. Super Slugger. Grant me luck. Oh. Oh, now I'm getting close. I'm getting nervous. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. They're slow moving. They are just projectiles. You can beat them. People can do this. You can as well. Oh my god, that was upsettingly... It was an upsettingly durable creature. Oh. I'm not prepared for this, man. I'm not prepared for this, okay. Do we keep the energy sword? Or... No, we ditched the energy sword. That's... Oh. Oh boy. Oh, I'm... Alright. Here we go. Oh. Alright, wait for it. Wait for it. What the fuck even happened? I'm genuinely going to have to look back through that in the editing. Because I do not know what happened there. Now we know. Don't use melee weapons. Don't use explosives. Well, damn. That was a little unfortunate, okay. Next time. Next time on Nuclear Throne. We're getting there. We're gonna do it one of these days. I'm reaching the point where I can, in an episode, reliably get to the throne. Pretty soon it's gonna be multiple throne attempts per episode. Pretty soon, it's gonna be a victory. In any case, this is getting to be like an hour and some change. I've got to end this episode at some point, so I will see you in the next one.